Hey everyone, we're back again with Australian Survivor, Season 10, Episode 5. All right, last episode, we had, who was it that went home? Rogue, right? Rogue decided that she'll just let everyone vote her out after they called her out for her behavior. And she didn't take kindly to that. And she decided to just volunteer to be voted out. And I think she voted for herself. I think it was like it would have been tied if she didn't vote for herself, but so it went. I think 3 people caught votes, and Rogue was one of them. And Jerry, I think, was like the second closest to her. Anyways, so Rogue is gone. And just the beginning announcements for this episode is kind of suggested because they're saying that Simon thinks he has a hidden immunity idol. So I'm like, does that mean that he doesn't have one? So what did he find then? He found a symbol in the cookie jar, and they're saying it may not be in a hidden immunity idol, but they didn't come with a note, so there's no way for him to know what it actually is. It's maddening. And imagine if he played it, if he was forced to play it in order to get rid of George and it didn't work because George had a immunity idol. That would have been very unfortunate. George would have lost his immunity idol, and the person that Simon tried to save would have just went home. So it's unfortunate. But none of that happened, and no one knows how big of a mistake Simon almost made. All right. Come to this episode, and apparently Simon is rubbing people the wrong way because he's bossy, apparently, but it's really just he's showing his frustration. It was literally a situation where he's building up the shelter or whatever where everyone's living, and he's picking up palm fronds to go and put on the shelter, and George comes up and he says, "Hey, do you need any help with that, Simon?" And Simon's like, yeah. Go ahead. You can grab some of those palm fronds over there. You can help us out, because him and someone else was doing it. And George picked up a palm fronds, walked over to the shelter, drops it down, and walks over to the shelter to go talk because he saw a bunch of people over there talking. So he goes over there to have a conversation. And Simon is still working on the shelter. He turns around. He looks at George. George isn't doing anything. He's just in the middle of the conversation, completely forgot about what he was trying to do. And Simon just called him out, and he was like, if you say you're going to help, then help. If you don't want to help, like, then why would you even ask to help? Like, it just, he was like, he was explaining like that's frustrating to see that when you do stuff like that. But apparently it rubbed people the wrong way. There's some people in the world that just like, they wilt under conflict. And even when they're not involved, they just like get all tense because there's a conflict going on. There's like, it's not that serious, man. You would think the things that you were concerned about as a kid would no longer be a problem as an adult. As an adult, you would expect people to be a little bit mature. They can handle things a little bit more. But for some reason, that is not the case anymore, because people are not expected to be tough. No one's expected to just overcome stuff. People are just expected to complain and be heard. It's ridiculous, and I understand Simon's frustration. But in this kind of game, you just got to play to the lowest common denominator. And if people are mentally weak, you're just gonna have to play that game. It's a social game, and the rules are made by the majority, not the minority. So you're gonna have to acquiesce. All right. So there's that conflict. And Jordy decided to make a move. He decided to kind of float the idea of teaming up with George, because he's seeing that George is closer with the girls, and the girls are really tight with each other. And his alliance is basically Simon, whatever that other guy's name is, and Stevie. So it's just the 4 of them, and and the girls, if they got George, that's another 4. So it's like kind of tied. So he's thinking Simon is cutting off his avenues by being sort of brusque with people. So he's trying to work with as many people as he can, as he can. All right. Oh, damn it. Yeah, I'm still sick. Been sick for, it's been like 6 days now, and it's just crazy. I don't understand why I'm still sick. Anyways, so there's that with George. Then we got on the Heroes Tribe. Apparently, I didn't know this. Sean, when he found the idol, he didn't tell his alliance, which was the other two guys, and he didn't tell them that he had it, so he hid it, and he's still pretending to be searching for it. He's asking them questions about what do you think it is and all this stuff. So he's like, and he literally have them out on a wild goose chase for this idol, and no one is finding it. Then we have Benjamin. He's a writer. There, you got Benjamin. He's a writer and an advocate for alphabet individuals' rights. I don't know what this symbol means, but apparently it's their version of the rainbow. It's the Australian version of the rainbow, I guess. I don't know. So there's Benjamin. He's feeling himself. He decides that he's going to announce to the entire tribe that he's going to build a fake immunity idol. And he starts building it right in front of them. He's asking them for pieces, and he wants everyone to join in on him building a fake immunity idol. And everyone's just looking at him like, what the hell what are you doing? Because he didn't tell them what the plan was for this fake immunity idol. He's just like, I'm going to build a fake immunity idol because I want to, and it's going to be a team building thing because I'm going to have everyone involved. It's just like, what the hell are you even doing? It was just so weird, and now people are talking about voting him out, and he has no idea. He's just there building his fake immunity idol. It's very very weird. All right, and you know what? I can appreciate from this episode, just seeing the way Sean has grown, because I did not like him before. He's big. I get that. He's big. He's athletic, but god damn, is he terrible at this game. He wasn't strategic. He wasn't looking for idols. He wasn't, making plans. In this season, he's doing all of that. He found an idol. He's looking for idol. He's tricking people. He's lying to people, and he's making plans for the future, and he's got a bunch of different avenues going. He's working with Flick. He's working with Hadel. He's working with his alliance, these guys that he's working with, and he's doing all of this. And yeah, man, I can back Sean again. I can see Sean being a contender finally, because he was a very huge disappointment, literally, last time we saw him play. All right. So, all right, we come to the reward challenge, and it is basically just hitting barrels off of I'll just show you what it is. All right, so it's basically just knocking these barrels either side. You see that it goes to the yellow side, and then that's a point to villains. It goes to the purple side, and that's a point to the heroes. And you can see the first team going. Sean is already pitching for the heroes, and he dominated this one. He knocked them barrels down, bam, 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 one after another. So the heroes got that first point. And to be honest with you, there's no point in even watching the rest of them, because I already knew the heroes got more big guys and more athletic guys. They literally have athletes. Sean is an athlete. There's another guy with a man bun. I believe he's also a professional athlete, like a rugby player or something. So Sean over here is an athlete. This guy over here is a professional athlete. And I think this guy over here is a surfer, which is kind of athletic. And I think this guy, can't remember his name. Sam is also, I think Sam is also an athlete. And Flick is definitely an athlete. And this girl, she's a farmer. He's an athlete. I think he's an athlete, the old guy as well, but he's not playing in this round. I don't think he played. But the only one that's not an athlete, I think, is the writer over here, Benjamin. So just like they just dominated this one. At one point, the villains had two girls up there, and the heroes only ever had a guy and a girl. They never had just two girls, and the villains had two girls against uh, a guy and a girl, and it's just like none of the girls could even hit the goddamn barrels over. It's just it was very disappointing. And I think what messed them up was like the first round. They lost the first round, and then the second round, the heroes chose guy and girl, and freaking the villains were gonna uh, do the same thing, a guy and a girl. But then for some reason, because the girl was Haley, George wanted to play against Haley, so they ended up doing two guys, and they couldn't use the same players back to back, so they just used two guys in a round which forced them to choose two girls in the end, and it was stupid strategy because George's goddamn ego. Like, why does he want to compete with a girl so much? I mean, I guess she beat him, but she beat him not at being freaking strong or more athletic. Is just she's more strategic and better at the game all around. It, it was just like I get George is good at the game, but Haley is better than him. Like, she faced more adversity than he did in the game, and she had less advantages, and she won. I think she also won like a comeback challenge as well. She got voted out, and she won a comeback, a battle back challenge uh, for that season as well. So, all right. So the reward is pretty much just pastries, and yeah, the heroes got that. The heroes got it. They eat their pastries, and then they get back to camp, and hold on. Nose is still running because I'm sick. All right, so they go back to camp, and freaking what is his name? Sean sees Haley digging for idols, and he uses that as a smokescreen. He tells his friends that he saw Haley digging for idols as for her to be the scapegoat for him finding the idol and hiding it. All right, so now they're targeting Haley and not him. But right after that, Haley comes to him individually because she kind of saw him looking at her while she was digging around. So she wanted to clear the air and like, I don't want you to be too suspicious of me and all this stuff. And she's starting to pitch to him that she's willing to work with him. She's scared and she doesn't want to get voted out, and she wants to work with him. Brilliant move by Haley. She's always really good at this game, and she's always good at picking out when to make her moves. And Sean is looking at her, give her a pitch, and he's thinking, Haley's a big target, and I'm a big target. That's the kind of mindset he should have had the first time he got there and played this game. But I appreciate he's redeeming himself. He's playing differently this time. He's like, Haley's a big target. If she's still in the game, she's always going to be a bigger target than me, and people are going to be looking at her rather than me. So now he wants to keep her in the game. All right. So well done, Haley, and well done, Sean. Both of them well played. All right. All right. So we go to the immunity challenge. All right. And it's basically building a giant bonfire. All right. So you can see it starts out like this. They're going to have to pull this heavy cart over here. When it crosses the line, then they have to pick up a bunch of firewood. They're going to load up the firewood, and then they're going to push the cart again. All right. After pushing the cart, they're going to go to the next part, which was grab a bunch of bags. All right. All right. So they're going to park their cart there. You can see all the firewood in it. Then they have to go up and get the bags, and all the bags have husk in it, coconut husk that they're going to use to sort of start the fire. All right. As kindling, basically. All right, so there you go. They have to get those bags. All right, after getting the bags, then they have to carry the cart again all the way to the end. After they get to the end, then they have to assemble their bonfire that is going to go up. All right, show you the bonfire. All right, so they're assembling the fire right there. See, they're doing layers of husk. You see husk up here, husk in the bottom, and they were going to assemble it. And you see these strings coming across here. The fire is going to come across and burn these strings, right? And once they burn through the string, that is how you win. All right. So after they build up the teepee, that's going to be their little bonfire. Someone else is going to be actually getting the fire started. They're going to be starting the fire with a separate piece of husk. They're going to start the fire, then they're going to use that fire to light a torch, and then they're going to use that torch to light the bonfire that's going to burn up and burn the string. And right from the beginning to end, the villains had a huge lead in this actual freaking competition. As you can see right over here, with the heroes, they're trying to build the perfect bonfire for some goddamn reason, and they're like doing this, and this is as far as they got. While the villains are already like their bonfire is already on fire, and the villains are doing this. I mean, the heroes are doing this, and the villains already they already got fire burning through the rope. So obviously they lost. All right. So the villains win, and they don't have to go to tribal. The heroes got to go to tribal. They get back to the tribe, and right away they're going back and forth with names. Benjamin goes up to the water well to go talk to some people about what they're going to do, and they start pitching the name Jerry because Jerry's injured and he's older and he's injured. So they're pitching Jerry to Benjamin. Benjamin's like, "Oh, it's so unfortunate. I really don't want to, but it looks like Jerry's going to be going home." He walks away. Freaking then, as soon as he walks away, they're letting everyone knows. Actually, they're just saying Jerry in front of Benjamin, but it's going to be Benjamin. So they're going to vote out Benjamin because his whole fake idol thing. So most of those votes that were going for Jerry now switch to Benjamin. So they got Jerry and Benjamin's name both going out. And then because of the lie of, well, not really a lie, Haley was looking for idol, but because of Sean setting up Haley, now his group of guys, the alliance that he has, they want to vote out Haley. So we got three names. We got Haley, we got Benjamin, and we got Jerry. All right, so these three names are going back and forth. So Sean goes to talk to Flick and kind of convince her that keeping Haley around is going to be good for them because Haley's a big threat. And Flick and Sean goes to the guys, and they're like trying to convince the guys that they should keep Haley. And Sam is like, he doesn't say anything, but behind the scenes when he's being privately interviewed, he's thinking that Flick and Sean wants to keep Haley for their own personal benefit and not a team benefit. So he's kind of dumb, but that's the smartest thing he said the whole time I've ever seen him play this game. So well done on him. All right. So that's the three names floating about. They get to tribal, and that's when they found out that it's not going to be a typical elimination. What's going to happen? God damn it. I can't breathe. So what's going to happen is that the person that they vote out is going to end up going to the villain's tribe, which means they vote someone out, that person goes to the villain's tribe, and if that person survives 2 tribals, they get to go back to the hero's tribe. So this is a way to balance the numbers, pretty much. The heroes are going to lose a person, and the villains are going to gain a person, which means the numbers are going to be kind of even. I think that's what they're doing. All right, and I think it's not going to matter by the point that if the person survives 2 tribal, I don't think it's going to matter at that point because they're going to just they're gonna merge, or either they're gonna merge or they're gonna switch up the members anyways. So that's what I'm thinking. So now an argument ensues where they have to decide who they're going to send over. Is it going to be someone that's loyal to them, that's not going to tell the other tribe anything and going to come back to them? Because they also ask, is the other tribe going to know that if that person survives, they're going to come back to their tribe? And Jonathan pretty much tells them the other tribe is only going to know what you tell them. All right. So now they have to decide who they're going to send, someone loyal or someone they can afford to lose. And then Paige, the farmer lady, decides to volunteer to go because she's saying she's very trustworthy and she's very loyal. And she's also a good people person and she can smooth the villain's tribe. And it's just like, she's not really a good people person. The reason people are nice to her is because she seems, first of all, she's unfortunate looking, and which means she has to be nice. You can't be an asshole and ugly. And she talks a lot, and she's very positive, which is something that people find. It's hard for people to be like, okay, I don't want to talk to you. But when you're being positive and you're talking, a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, they kind of just match your energy. But really, that shit can get annoying really quick. So you're not really social. You're more like you project positivity. You're just projecting niceness, and you're projecting a lot of stuff that really just points out that you're really insecure and you really don't know how to talk to people. Because I don't think she's very good at reading social cues. I haven't seen her mess up socially, but it doesn't seem like she's developed the ability to read social cues because she's not subtle in her social performance, basically. Usually when people are not subtle in their social performance, they usually try to overpower the situation to sort of get people on their side, get people matching their energy, rather than letting things play out and trying to adapt. That shows insecurity socially, and I think that probably points to her being socially inept. So her confidence in her social game should not be as high as it is, but she decided to volunteer to get voted out and get voted to the villain's tribe, which would be a death sentence for her because they would immediately vote her out. But that's what she did. She volunteered, and but people are still thinking, people are no longer thinking of getting rid of Benjamin because Benjamin is not trustworthy. So if they send Benjamin over there, the villain's tribe is going to know everything that goes on their tribe. So it's between Gary, who's loyal but injured, and they can afford to lose him, or Paige, who's loyal and volunteering. So that's how the votes come down, and everyone votes. Benjamin got one vote, which everyone thought was weird, but I think it came from, I don't know who it came from. Maybe Benjamin voted for himself. I don't know. I have no freaking clue where it came from. But Paige got a lot of votes. I think she got like 3 votes, but most of the votes went to Gary, and Gary ended up going home. All right. So, I mean, he didn't go home. He went to the villain's tribe. So now Gary's on the villain's tribe. All right. That's that. So that is how the episode ends. Until next time, I got to go blow my nose because I'm congested right now. Till next time.